Alright, this is it, Lewis. We have our plan. So, we got a lot of few things to do this whole day. Okay? So, in this case, we knew this is gonna happen. So, I knew this is gonna happen when it's done. So, what I was basically going to do now, but in this case, we should never know what we are trying to do. It's all what we here for, but we all understand that we should never know what we are gonna do to stop the attack. But we've already stopped the attack overpass before, didn't we? Didn't we guess so? We have our plan, Lewis. We have our plan to stop John. Okay? But this is a good point. If we get onto it now, well, this is our last shot. What's a new plan? But I knew this is gonna be different than the other one. Because we now know what we are gonna do to stop him before he's gonna launch the missile. We didn't know what we are gonna do though. Because I think we're having more particular reinforcements. So now we can get into that point where we were. So basically, we get everything what we needed. As that results, we get everything what we need. So we now know what we are gonna do to stop him before he's gonna launch. So we are basically gonna do something real particular. So I now know that something going on with the other hand, but the right handed or something like this all the time. But in this case, we should know what we are gonna do after this point. This is getting frustrated. But though, it could be different. But the different than I thought. But we thinking about what we are do. But it's true. We get to that point, but what we are gonna do is we're gonna take care of him and his MWF thugs, because one of the MWF wouldn't do anything to us. You know what I mean, Lewis? You know, Brandon, I know what you mean, but... And, for some reason, I did not have to do anything, but, you know... If we had to stop him, then... This is what we are gonna do now. I hope we should, keep ourselves safe. Not any impact. Well, as you can see now, Detective, most of the people didn't interested. Sat out here. Sat on that satellite. Nothing serious at all. But, you know, any of that particular Cassidy, or any kind of risk, that's all. But if we get to it, it could be more sequencer. Just to check in your stats. Just make everything new. But at this point, they should never know what they had to do. If they have to do this, then it'll be absolutely nothing. But of course, not any welcomed. We're on the top floor, but, you know, we're headed to this point where we were, but, you know, it's a bit different. You know, what are we getting point? We're just heading away to where we just came back in the afternoon. So I hope we should taking care of everything. But, if we get our reinforcements back to where we started. So I now know that anybody else who gets involved, who ever been here like anybody else before. So I now know that there is a particular ways that we can stop John. It gets on my nerves, you know what I mean? Detective. I can do this a lot during the apocalypse, It doesn't matter about what all of these people who did this. So I can't do anything right. There ain't nothing serious at all, but they has to taking care of every people. So if we had to take care of them, then this is not going to be so serious at all. But not really though, detective. It could be more different, but different than I am. You know what I mean? Well, I don't think so, Lewis. I'm trying to think one, but, Well, in that case, if we had to make our minds up, what we should thinking about to kill every one of his thugs. So we had to, admit it, Jefferson's gonna set it up for his plans. So we can make our own plan to stop him. So if we had to kill every MWF thugs, yeah? This is what we are gonna do to stop him. Physically. So I knew there is a reactions of certain point that if anyone who gets involved to, whoever cares about what they need it for. But though it does not a change. So I had to get to it, They ain't gonna lie, but, for some reason, 'cause I had to get going whilst I'm still in the military. But in that case, if we had to get in point, if we had to kill the MWF thugs and John, and I do think Jason and Simon had their plans from their HQs, so they have their own plans to stop him as well. So I know that Jason has a duel between him and John. So, they're all having a duel. But though, he's about to take him alive recently. So we're about to secure him, and we have to make the ways to get it in an impact. Not in a home overtime. You know what I mean? Bear with me though, Lewis. I do not believe what's this new plans happening. But in that case, well, we get to that point. If it's not an auction, then but it should be more practically. But I had to give everything what I need. To get everything when I needed though, Lewis. But if you have to get going with any other particular suspicion, it could be more particular than the other ones. Whoever had a test. We should have a police test training, but we can't do any training anymore. But not any purposes, but I can do anything. So yeah. I've got a few ideas though. You still got an idea though, detective. But in that case, next time we're gonna do this together. But I had to get going. But in that case, oh man. If I can't do this alone, I have to get going. But if anyone sees me again, I'm gonna do some free ride here. But nothing serious. But in that case to you though, but I got a lot of few things. If we had to get our weapons and vehicles, so that we can kill one of his MWF thugs, and then John, so we can get him arrested.